It's super clever. I, w- I imagine we'll actually see it from other people. Unfortunate that they had to lose loons on the plant, but it starts off well here with Niels picking up one. And this is a much better vantage to look at it from. And they keep faking the grenade or the defuse, and that's really what ended up winning it for them there. Because if you're faking that defuse, you can't fall back as Penta and fight backwards. Somebody has to keep some amount of spray towards the bomb, or it could just get straight diffused, right? Basically, you have to have a permanent stream of bullets if they continue to fake it from different angles. I don't know. It was a very interesting last round. I wonder if we don't see a similar play on compound. I can't think of one in recent memory that uses that strat. It's a pretty rare situation that you would get the chance to pull it off. But the way that that choke point works and that bomb being able to be planted right there in that corner makes it incredibly vulnerable to being sprayed down from that angle. It's the most common plant in one-on-one situations because you force someone most likely through that angle without them having to rotate a good long way down all the way through long A, or down through mid, up the boxes, and back down long A to get around to you, at which point there's a decent chance that the bomb's just going to explode regardless if you just walk up and one tap headshot the dude. But still just this one, my favorite player would be LSN. It was him who let me know CrossFire this game, and as I've said before, he's known for the ability to be able to use any weapon at any time. I think that my favorite is a new player, Zao Zao. Zao Zao, do you want? Oh, he's saying the time of the old players is over. It's time for the reign of the new young bloods to step in. I think there's still some really good older players left in the league, though. And we saw pretty much all of AG, that current roster, except for Bean, you would consider in that first generation of players. Maybe not all of them, I guess, but a fair number of them. K there, you would be in that same generation. Well, with that, of course, we will be moving on to our second map, and Kara, and we've yet to see Penta pick up a win on it, but we did see Flipside pick up a win on Ankara yesterday. So maybe they can take a page out of Flipside's book and try and turn it here onto MGC and take us to a third map. We'll be right back with that after this break.
专为游戏竞技定制，冠军战队专属选择，龙珠女子战队倾城代言，专业电竞显示器爱感爱工。
Oh my goodness. I apologize. I forgot to unmute my mic. Well, as I was saying, welcome to the second map here for between Penta and MGC. That was a pretty large mistake on my part. I apologize to those of you watching in complete silence here for a solid 5 to 10 minutes. But a nice quick B hit there by MGC working out. Oh, Rain getting completely flashed out there. Couldn't quite turn his head in time. But Neil's able to slow them down a little bit. And looking like the trade's going in favor here of Penta. And Moon on the long run is going to be able to... Ooh, Loons should be... Yeah, that should end it as the attack onto Loons will reveal his position, and that'll tie things up here early on 1-1. As they fan out here onto the map, some relatively aggressive positioning here from Penta. Ooh, and Loons looking down towards the garage, isn't going to find anyone, but now Yefeng is in there. And Sulu going to pick up the first one here onto Moon. He's going to spray through the smoke. Oh, if he had just held that position a moment longer, he might have had a shot there onto Loons. Although that being said, it does look like he's actually in Global Risk, in the house there at Global Risk. And looking like they're going to come through bar here for MGC and head towards the B site. These corners always scary to check as we see them whip towards the bar area. It won't find anybody, but instead it's going to be Loons in the tunnels there. He's going to take... Oh, clever flash there from Blame. He's not going to get flashed for that one either. But they calling out MGC here that they're flashed out, and a nice backstab there by Javeng. He's going to toss grenades coming out towards the doors. And Rain in a tough spot here. He's going to pick up one. And the call will come out that he's on the bomb site and gets taken down there by SSY. A little bit of frustration there on the face of Rain. Would like to see maybe a round of aggression here out of Penta. Maybe post someone up into the bar area, or consider pushing out of A tunnels themselves. But instead it's gonna be Rain here holding the tunnels. And they've been moving him around pretty freely. And there is some aggression here. And it's not quite actually going to pay off for them. Would like to see it from a different angle with the frequency that MGC has been using the B tunnels there. I think they might have found more joy by trying to get into the A connector instead, and now it does look like two nice kills there. Gonna open up the B site completely, and Rain, he's gonna find another. He's found at least one in every round here now, as it is typically him, one of the last ones alive. But it's gonna be very, very, very difficult for him to retake. They're all three on the site. He's not gonna find anything from peeking this direction, and it will be Xiaoyaja, number 5 there for MGC, who closes it out. Xiaoyaja is actually how it should be, I guess. Last character in that name of his is the same as Emzin's. Ooh, and gonna have a huge job to do here for Blame. He's all alone on this B site. He's gonna start it off nice. And that should call the rotations over. We do see multiple in rotation, and he should have a decent amount of support here. And he's going to do well to pick up another. And he's still alive here with 100 HP. Oh, it's going to tag pretty heavily. Oh, but a double kill there from SSY. A triple kill there from SSY. Going to turn this round on its head. Moon not going to hit that shot. He's going to come up with the deagle here. And that could be a bit unexpected. Oh, but SSY going to spot him out there. And Sulu going to close it out. Almost missing that shot, as you see there on the tracker. Just barely clipping the arm there. And now a 4-1 advantage here for MGC over Penta. And it's starting to get a little bit rough here for them. Might consider using their timeout. We've yet to see a timeout out of Penta today. Definitely had options and time and opportunities to use it in their first map as well. Does look like slowing things down here, as it's a pretty standard defense here from Penta. They do have the 3 stack towards A, but it's come so consistently. It's been consistently coming towards this B site. Oh, and Moon gonna lose that one there to Sulu. He's not gonna feel good about that one for sure. And another double here in the 6th round here for SSY. Looking like gonna be another round win here for MGC. And it's starting to look, it's starting to feel almost over here for Penta. It just feels like maybe they just couldn't recover from that first map there, as it just doesn't feel like there's much left in the tank. I'm not sure how else to describe it here for Penta. They need that timeout so badly. I almost want to run up to the stage and call it for him. And we do see this aggressive push here that I was talking about while I was muted, that I was curious to see if Penta would use it. And the bomb is down. But so much time left here, and Blame not really in a good chance. Well, he isn't. He is now in a decent position to challenge it. He's going to change positions, and that spray should let him know where he is. And he's actually going to go ahead and allow him to go pick up the bomb and get a plant here on A site. But it could be read out here by Yefeng. He is going to creep back towards spawn and head over to the B site. The question is, how long does Blame wait here before considering that it is the B site? And does he try to contest the plant or wait for the plant? He's thinking about it now. But I think wisely is just going to go ahead and wait for the plant to come out, which will happen now. And he's going to get on his horse and start heading over to that site. Both looking intensely here into this. Oh, and he spotted him out there. Oh, and a nice grenade. Not going to attack him too heavily. Oh, and a nice shot there. Going to close it out. And another round going to go in favor of MGC. Already 6 on the attacking half. Looking pretty desperate here from Penta. Where is your timeout, Penta? I don't understand. Did they forget that they could call a timeout? Oh, a nice. Oh, so close here. That's probably one of the ugliest duels we've seen all year there, as both players almost going through a full clip into each other before either winning the duel. SSY, the substitute here for MGC, having a nice map here on Penta. He's gotten multiple double kills to his name, and he's looked good here in his first opportunity. And a nice pop out there by Loons. Only going to get one, though, and it looks like another round going to go in the favor of MGC, barring, well, that grenade actually from Niels, and he does turn. Is he be able to turn again to the other side and catch Sulu? Oh, not quite. Sulu going to take him down there with his pistol, and Rain in the 2-on-1. He's going to bunny hop his way in, and oh, he's got a nice pop there. Ooh, had he known, he might have been able to just stick the plant there, and he's going to go for it. He's going to fake it, and that's going to do it. Rain going to clutch a 1v2 out here and get another round on the board for Penta. They need it. They need this last round desperately to stay in this one and prevent the 2-0 here. Now 6-2, heading into the last round of the half here. Sulu looking for the deep shot there, and we do see Moon's going to elect to not take the op into this round, and I thought that might actually signal some aggression from Penta, but does look like a pretty standard defense, holding pretty deep here. A nice grenade there, going to tag onto Rain. Not the best flash out of MGC, though. But does look like they're just currently trying to bait out the equipment here from Penta's defenders on A. But I don't think Penta threw out enough equipment to reveal the 3-stack. Looks like Moon actually got... I'm not sure how it's possible to get tagged for so little damage from a Barrett. Must have been something from a stray bullet from SSY would be the only thing. And the bomb's not with this mid push here. So it looks like they're going to try and take mid and then use that to rotate towards A. And Blame going to take down the first one. But they're not biting yet here, Penta. Well, they're getting kind of spread thin here. It's going to be Rain left alone, and it's everybody's going to drop out on different parts of the map. And it's going to be 7-2 on the attack here for MGC. Looking incredibly dire here for Penta. They're going to have to bring some magic into the attacking half to not get taken down here. 2-0 to MGC. But it's really hard to say. Compound, it's really hard to say when we're trying to evaluate this new player for MGC, SSY. He's looked good, but it's hard to evaluate him with this strange match we've had here. It just seems like, if we're being honest, that Penta's not really put up much of a fight, and Sulu gonna get so aggressive here. But while that's happening, 2 from MGC drop on other parts of the map. I think MGC starting to play with a little bit of disrespect here, as like that, Yefeng just walks into the 2v1 and tries to take it. And again, we're going to see Xiaoyaja try and take multiple members from Penta on here. And he's going to get one. And not going to be able to get the one there onto Moon. We'll get pistoled out. Ooh, a nice pistol there from Sulu. But will get taken down by Moon. And first round of the second half going to go to Penta and put it 7-3. But that's the start of a very long climb that's going to be that they're going to have to make here. And looking like they're going to change the pace here and move aggressively at pace towards B. And the call's going to come out. You've seen a lot there. So all of the rotations should be coming out, and Xiaoyada going to creep into this spot. Yeah, and I was about to say, Moon, not the quickest spot there. Blame should be able to just spray him down through the... Oh, and it's a one-on-one. Blame going to have the chance here. He still gets so much time on the clock. Does the smart thing and resets the play. This is the second 1v1 we've seen between these two players, but the roles are reversed. And Blame could be walking into a trap here. He's going to take the long, long way around. That's smart. I don't know if Yefeng can hear those footsteps, but it doesn't sound like he did, as it will be Blame who finds the right angle there, catching him out. And so the 1v1 there goes into a tie. We'll see if they can't, see if we can't set up another 1v1 for them here, as that one was basically identical. I think it does show how the 1v1 can oftentimes favor the attacker if they have the bomb, and especially if they have that amount of time on the clock. There's a lot more plays to be had from the attacker there, as you have 2 points to force your opponent to, and they can only guard one. So, anyway, does look like we are going to see a pretty heavy execution here towards B, although the early kill there by SSY does look like not full rotation is going to come out, but now the turn will come here from Sulu, but he's going to miss his first shot, and the smoke starts to fill out. He's going to take a guess at one, but the bomb should go down here, and Rain and Xiaoyada, they're so close. They're so close to each other, but I don't know if they know where each other are. And they will now. And it should favor both Xiaoyada. It should favor them there, as he did have the M4 and be able to spray through that box. But a nice double kill there by Niels should close out this round here. Unless, actually, I lie, as Jafung gonna get a double kill himself to close out the round. And is that yeah, that should be 4-8 there. The two for one here is not enough, Penta. You gotta put at least 3 here on the board. Gotta put 3 on the board here at least. I guess best case scenario would be 6 in a row, but that's a pretty tall ask here. Gonna need to see something special, and that's a nice way to start it, as they got 2, and they should know where Xiaoyada is, and that should allow them to explode onto the site. And actually, it's going to be Rain who's probably going to be tasked with the job of waiting for his behind to pop out of that location. Instead, it's going to be Blame who looks for the trade, the trade there. And yeah, it will be Rain who does wait it out there for him. And it should be a round win here for Penta. Putting it at 5-8. Starting to ask some questions now. MGC, at what point do they start feeling the heat? I will say, if they do manage to throw this lead that they've accumulated, you would have to fault them for the way they were playing these early rounds. They were playing the early rounds of the second half with, I mean, exactly zero respect. It was pretty obvious with that. I mean, that super aggressive push from Sulu into mid, where he picked up multiple members, but I mean that's was a disrespectful play if I've ever seen one. And another big man advantage here, gonna get one more on the board here for Penta. The 2v5 retake gonna be incredibly difficult here. And with the death there of Jafeng, SSY is shortly to follow. And the timeout here is going to come out for MGC. Smart timeout here, as definitely asking some real questions is Penta. And that guy right there, SSY, has looked good for me. I think definitely in a position to challenge I9 for that starting spot. Coach here for Penta, gonna talk it out. Looking back, I'm not sure what he sees on that screen. Could be himself. Still plenty of time here on this timeout. Don't see too much conversation actually going on over here on the MGC side. It actually, I think something happened there. I think it was there was a clutch 2v1 from Rain, right? Yeah. I think that actually lit a bit of a fire under Penta, because they were looking defeated. I mean, let's be honest, they were looking defeated. And then the 2v1 clutch came out, and then a couple more rounds came through where MGC was playing pretty clearly disrespectfully, taking ridiculous duels in open ground and then losing and putting themselves in man down disadvantages, which end in round wins for Penta. And now all of a sudden it's 6-8. And if you just think of this as a fresh start, 6-8. If I don't tell you what happened earlier in this match, you say, we got a close one here. And again, Penta gonna go into the man advantage, get the bomb down immediately, and a lot of damage there onto Jafeng. I was about to say a double kill there for Ludes, but he doesn't quite find it. But it won't matter in the end, as get cleared out. Now starting to feel the hype there on Penta's side. At what point do you start wondering if Penta can take it in normal time and pull off an 8-1 first half? We saw the 7-2 from MGC. Is the 8-1 in the works here? Because Penta's starting to look unstoppable here. Starting every round with early man advantages. They are going to change up the tempo a little bit here. And it's so hard to know if that's like the right decision or the wrong decision. And yeah, that will go ahead and put MGC onto match point here. A 5-0. 5-0 there. And it all comes down to this. Can Penta put 2 rounds in a row together here to try and take it to overtime? Although, that is another disadvantage that these foreign teams have, even if they do take it to overtime. How much practice do they have on that map? Although, I'm not sure it's one that anybody really practices very often. Yeah, I'm sure you must, though, right? Considering how important it can be, especially in playoff situations. Blame going to give Penta the man advantage here. But they're going to continue to play it slow here, Penta. We've seen Moon almost never pick up the op here. And we've seen that from FaZe as well on Ankara. I don't really understand the reasoning here. I think you can make a bit of a case for it on the attacking side, especially with the pace at which Penta was playing previously. I think if you're going to push the tempo and really try to play quickly, that it's perfectly fine. And we do hear B calls coming out from MGC, and it does look like this could be round N unless Niels is able to clutch it out here, but it's gonna be the 2-0 here for MGC. And what a strange match here. The pause doing wonders there for MGC. Penta picked the first round up out of the pause and then dropped the next two. I think it's pretty obvious that we had mentality issues on both sides of these teams. I just don't understand the ban pick here that put Penta onto compound. Would you see the bow here? A bit of a disjointed bow there from MGC. Only the second one they've taken all year. And both wins have come against the European teams. But again, you know, very curious ban pick situation. Clearly, whatever the plan was, it didn't work, as Penta got absolutely stopped on their attacking half on compound. It looked okay on the defense, but the defense is always going to be easier than the attack when it comes to a new map. But once we got onto Ankara, apart from the first two rounds where it looked like a quality match was brewing on the second map, it just started to look rather outrageous. This would be the comeback, a comeback round here. I'm not sure. 6-2. Blacklist attacking B, and then the 2v1 defense. So this would be the clutch from Rain. Global Risk gonna win it 1v2 here towards the end. As we see positions in the bar, and two here waiting for that play to come through. Moon also Moon's gonna be able to cover Loons there as well as watch tunnels. Niels played the B side entrance there. He's gonna rotate over as both of his teammates die. He gets the dunk on one and then picks up another there. I believe does go down here shortly after to Sulu. Yep. And then, yeah, this was the clutch here by Rain. I thought maybe this might wake them up. It was 6-1 at that point. And considering that this was the round, right, that they get out of a 7-2 half, it could have easily been 8-1. Although that being said, MGC, sorry, lost my mind there for a second. MGC did also pick up that tight 1v1 between Blame and Yefeng. But you can consider that a wash, as they had the exact same round, only reverse sides and reversed points, reversed starting points of the 1v1, but basically equivalent time and bomb in hands of both players. So that one would be a wash. So easily could have been 8-1 there on the first half for MGC had they been able to keep it closer there. Penta could have seen a third map today, but instead 2-0s for both of our maps here. This social media post saying that their favorite player is STTT or SSST, depending on how he wants to screw with me today. His AK he's the pupil of AG's Dre. Yeah, as everyone's been saying, that person also thinks that SSST is very handsome. He does have quite the jawline there. 70 kg. This person really likes snipers, so of course 70 kg and White Shark would be their favorite. Discussing that they're now casters. My favorite here would be 18. This person says, and didn't quite get through it, but at the very end they did give it fighting for SV. Again, very interesting final match here today. Gonna have huge implications there for MGC. The 3 points gonna do them a world of good, as it's so tight there at the bottom of the table. Of course, don't forget, tomorrow we have TDCQ versus HG. Gonna be a important one there for HG more than anyone. And then SV versus AE. AE gonna try and bounce back from some rough matches. Are coming off of the 2-1 victory over Flipside, but they've dropped quite a few matches to teams below them in the standings, or quite a few maps to teams below them in the standings recently, and they're not. So they've been showing a bit of weakness, I guess is what I would say. And that's going to be important for them to try and bounce back against VG. Anyway, join us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. for that.